you don't understand. We have missed the entire meeting because we didn't have the right link. So yeah, this is really upsetting. We just were able to get onto this thing. I will mute me.
Thank you. Hang on, Mr. Crook, if you can.
Where is?
Okay, thank you very much. Get Ms. Crook.
The Hyannis Drive starts at Piping Rock Drive and runs north-northwest and ends in a bunch of trees and underbrush. If the street sign didn't exist, nobody would ever know that the lane is even there. We've lived at Piping Rock Drive for 28 years. About 3 years ago, we bought number 10, which is next door to number 8. And we'd like to get the misleading street sign removed for one thing. And our concern is about any legal entanglements over this strip of land and a clear title of ownership. By abandoning this unused right-of-way and splitting the land equally between numbers 8 and 10, the MCDOT could avert any friction between future owners over vague property lines. Anyway, and also we sent a letter of intent that we are indeed in the process of consolidating all the component lots of numbers 8 and 10, and there's not going to be anything built down the hill from Piping Rock Drive. I recognize that Pepco has a supporting stanchion kind of pole. There's no power transmission line there. It's just a pole that supports the existing line that's up next to Piping Rock Drive. Also, Suburban Sanitary, WSSC, has certainly got ample access to their sewer line, which runs parallel to Piping Rock Drive and will never extend down the hill toward anything down toward the stream down there, because nothing's ever going to be built down there. But I recognize I'm probably going to have a new deed drawn up for both of these properties, and those easements will be written into that, those two new deeds. I also have a contract with a survey company called MHG. It's McCreese Hendricks, and I think the last name is Glasscock, and they have agreed to do the plats for us to recognize the internal border changes and the external boundary changes. Otherwise, I think we pretty much met the obligations that we said we would go along with. Frankly, I would like to see the lots consolidated because, for one thing, we wouldn't get 2 tax bills. That's about all I have to say.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Crook. We'll open it up for questions. If anybody has a question, if you could use the raise your hand feature, I'll call on you.
I'm sorry, I don't see where the raise the hand is.
Okay, well, that's fine. You're first. Go ahead.
Okay, well, it's Reva and Harold Norkin. We have a lot of questions because we do own part of the property into that wooded area, which is an easement. And when we purchased our home 36 years ago, actually, coming up in March, we were told that nothing would be done to destroy that. Like, you couldn't build on it, trees weren't allowed to be taken down, etc., etc. So we just really want to know what the intention is with that property.
Okay. Ronnie, I don't believe we're going to be answering those type of questions at this point, right? There's something we'll summarize at the end.
Exactly. You guys submit your questions to me, and then we'll answer those questions at a later time.
Well, we had asked some questions, but they all weren't answered, unfortunately.
We've submitted those questions,
but they all weren't answered. So that's why this is important to us to know what's going to happen.
They will be answered. The questions will be answered. They have been noted. I received your email in regards to the questions, and they will be answered.
Go ahead, Harold. Sorry.
What kind of questions are we allowed to ask then?
Well, you can ask any question you like. I don't know that the technical response will be here. This is information. Me as the hearing officer, I want to know what concerns and issues are out there. We'll have the technical team answer the questions, and I'll be able to consider that when I make my recommendation to the county executive. So, I mean, this is Ronnie and his team are the technical experts here. I'm the hearing officer, just overseeing this process. So, if the questions are there, they should be posed, or if they have been posed, they will be answered, and I would be able to consider those.
Yeah, my concern, I mean,
I'm sorry.
my major concern is basically that wooded area we would like to maintain. We don't know if he wants to tear down the trees and put in grass or what he wants to do, because if that's the intention, then we might oppose this. We have to know, we need information.
Okay.
I mean, that area is full of a lot of tall poplar trees, and we've like I said, we've been living in our home for almost 36 years. Those trees can be delicate in high winds. We have lost trees. We also know that when one tree gets cut down, that can upset the roots of the other trees nearby, and there's quite a few there. So we don't want any more of our trees being potentially jeopardized if he's going to start clearing the other trees. That's a big concern we have.
Let me ask you a question. So, is your address Piping Rock as well?
No, we're Sandy Ridge Road. We're at the end of Sandy Ridge. We're 14637. But this is the side yard of our side yard.
Yeah,
we extend into the woods.
It goes to most of that side area is where this is, where this land that he wants to add to his property. And I'm also concerned about wildlife in that area. I mean, I think it's nice to have a good ecosystem over there. And if this is developed or
let me jump in for you. For Mr. Crook is here. He's already answering the questions that he has no plan to remove any trees or disturb the wildlife that's presently there, to answer your question.
Now, how are we assured in the future that this will not happen?
But this is not a Q&A session for now, but if I have you can submit all your questions to me, and then at a later time, we'll have those questions addressed.
Okay, I know we submitted everything to you.
Yes.
I know we got somewhat a response, but not.
And the other responses.
This is not the answer. That's not the.
Okay.
Okay.
That's one of the wildlife right there.
Okay.
I'm sorry, sir. We didn't get your name since we had a hard time getting onto we had the wrong Zoom link. What is your name, sir?
My name is Phil McLaughlin. I'm the hearing officer. I'm with the Department of Transportation.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, so we're basically assured that nothing's going to change in that area, correct?
Sorry, repeat the question.
Okay, it sounds from what you're saying that Mr. Tudd has no intention to either develop or change that. No, what is the reason for him taking this action?
Just between the property line. Would you want a right of way running through your yard? I don't think so.
Why would you have a runway through your
Right of way?
Right away, yeah. I'm not clear about this.
Well, I'm not sure what our intention is to try to adjudicate that right here. I mean, we have the questions. Ronnie and his team will put the responses together that best address those questions you have. And I will be able to see those questions and the responses, and I'll be able to use that as consideration when I make my recommendation. So I'm glad you guys are participants and have shared this information. Is there any other things that you haven't put in writing that you'd like to make a statement about today? Or
I just want to make sure that if this goes through, it doesn't affect the. We have like a 25-foot, I think, conservation easement. I want to make sure that's not affected.
Understood.
Yeah, that's a storm drain easement that you guys have that Hyannis ends where that storm drain begins. So it wouldn't affect that storm drain easement because it's already in place anyway.
Okay, that's a storm drain. Oh, that's what it's for. We just know it's an easement.
Yeah, it's for a storm drain.
So it actually might go out more than 25 feet.
Okay. But yeah, if you think of any additional questions that you want to submit those in to me and we'll try to get those addressed.
Okay, I'll ask my wife, do you have any?
You have 2 weeks. You have till February 5th to submit any additional.
February 5th, yeah.
February 5th. Yes, we already submitted some and we'll, if we have anything else, we'll submit that to you.
Are there any other properties that are affected by this?
No,
No.
So it's just mostly ours.
no, it's not even yours. That right of way dead ends at your property line.
Right, but I'm saying it abuts our property line. That's what I'm saying.
Well, nothing's ever gonna be built there.
Yeah, that's,
Well,
I understand, and I think that's what it is. I just don't know if somebody would buy that property from you, whether they can build on it, or if it's even possible.
If I could, and selling that property to anybody, which I don't foresee anytime in the foreseeable future, if I could write into a deed to say, don't build anything there, I would do it.
So you kind of sound like we're on the same page, that we care about that area.
Well, you and I have talked. I've helped round up your dog before.
Yes, I think you have.
That's right.
I know.
And I thought we were sort of on the same page about conservation.
Yes, we are. I think we're on the same page.
So frankly, I don't see that you really have too much to be concerned about here, sir.
No. I think I needed to get some things answered in order to make sure that this is what it is. And I really do appreciate the fact that you want to keep it as it is.
Well, I'm happy to hear that.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Oh, Ged, one more thing. So, okay, well, thank you very much, Mr. and Mrs. Norkin. And I think we have one other person, Miss Wilbur.
I really didn't have anything. Mainly, I'm a resident on Piping Rock, and I was just interested in, not really participating because I had no questions, but to see the process and how it plays out and just be in attendance. So I don't have any questions. I don't have any problems with this.
Okay. Are there any other comments that we did not cover that anyone would like to offer up here that can be used for consideration during my recommendation?
We have no idea what was said beforehand. Yeah, my only comment is that since we didn't hear the beginning of the meeting, we have no idea what was actually said. So
it was a lot of formality, and I don't know, Ronnie, if I'm talking out of turn here. I mean, there would be a transcript that would be available that they can take a look at. Yeah.
We also post the full video and transcripts online as well.
Yeah.
So everyone will have access.
So it's available online, Mrs. Norkin.
Okay, fine. All right. Anything else?
No. I think it was a good meeting. I think it was a good meeting for us.
Well, thank you to everyone for participating. I apologize about the technical challenges that we did have today. We did eventually get them resolved, but it did take a while, and I apologize about that. But as Ronnie and his team have mentioned, this information is available on the website. The public comment period is open until February 5th. I will use all that information, the responses from the technical team, as well as the comments from the affected parties and the petitioner as well, before making a recommendation to the county executive. Ronnie, are there any other closing comments on your end?
No other closing comments. Again, sorry again for all the technical difficulties. We're able to get through it despite of those, so that's it.
Yeah. Mr. McLaughlin, could we have your email address, or you'd rather not be giving that out?
I don't mind giving it out.
Okay.
It's Philip, PHILIP, dot McLaughlin, MCLAUGH,
L-A,
L-I-U-G-H-L-I-N
I'm sorry, MCLA. Oh, okay.
at montgomerycountymd.gov.
And Montgomery County spelled out, yes?
md.gov. I should let you know that any comments that I will receive from you, it's imperative that I share those
Absolutely,
with
absolutely,
everyone. Yeah.
absolutely. That's McLaughlin, MCLAUGHLIN, yes?
Correct.
Thank you very much.
And if I'm not mistaken, the protocol is to submit those questions and comments to me.
Absolutely,
to forward over to-
absolutely, Mr. Tuck. We'll definitely do that. Okay, that was all.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
That does, Ronnie, unless there's anything else I've missed, that does conclude our hearing for today. And thanks again to everyone who participated. And again, once again, apologize for those challenging technical difficulties.
Okay, thank you so much.
Have a good rest of your afternoon.
Thank you,
very
you too.
much.
Okay, take care.
All right, thank you. Yeah, bye-bye.